Okay, I need you to stay with me for the next 60 seconds because what I'm about to tell you is something most health creators will never bring up, but it is directly connected to how fast your body ages. If you've ever had that feeling, you know the one, where your body says go, you go to the bathroom, and then nothing, or barely anything, and you walk away feeling like something is still stuck, still there, still sitting inside you. You are not imagining that. And here's what nobody tells you. That stuck feeling is not just uncomfortable. It is a signal that your body's internal detox pathway is backed up. And when waste sits inside you longer than it should, it creates a cascade of inflammation, bloating, and oxidative stress. 3 of the biggest drivers of premature aging. Today I'm going to show you exactly why this happens, a simple 1 teaspoon remedy that can get things moving in as little as 30 minutes, and 3 anti-aging foods that prevent it from happening again. Let's go. Here's what completely changed the way I think about gut health and aging. There are actually 2 totally different kinds of constipation, and they need 2 completely different solutions. The first kind is what most people think of. Waste moves too slowly through the upper colon. It dries out, takes days to get anywhere, and most over-the-counter laxatives are designed for this problem. That's the slow transit kind. But the second kind? This is the one that trips people up, especially after 40 or 50. The waste has already made it down. It reached the final chamber, called the rectum, but once it got there, it just stopped. It won't come out. This is called outlet constipation, and it is incredibly common and chronically underdiagnosed. And if you're reaching for a laxative to fix it, you're solving the wrong problem. That's why nothing seems to work. So why does it get stuck right at the finish line? Think of your rectum like a holding chamber, the last few inches before the exit. Wrapped around it is a muscle called the puborectalis, and it works like a sling. When you're upright, sitting, standing, walking, that sling pulls the rectum into a slight kink, like a bend in a garden hose. That kink is actually supposed to be there. It's what keeps you continent throughout your day. But when it's time to eliminate, that muscle has to fully relax and release. If it doesn't, or if you've been holding it in, or if the pelvic floor has gotten tight over the years, which happens with age, stress, and a sedentary lifestyle, the waste hits that bend and stops cold. And here's where aging enters the picture. The longer that waste sits in the rectum, the more water your body pulls back out of it. It becomes harder, drier, more compact. Eventually, you've got a firm plug right at the exit, and no amount of pushing in the world will move it. In fact, straining tightens that muscle even more and puts you at risk for hemorrhoids and other issues that only get worse with age. The common triggers? Low fiber, dehydration, constantly ignoring the urge because life is busy, certain medications, and pelvic floor muscles that have simply forgotten how to let go. Sound familiar? Then let's talk solutions. When waste is already stuck low in the rectum, you don't need something that takes 2 days to travel through your entire digestive system. You need something that goes to work right where the problem is right now. Here it is. 1 teaspoon of milk of magnesia, that's magnesium hydroxide, taken on an empty stomach with a full glass of water. Why does this work when nothing else does? Magnesium hydroxide is what's called an osmotic agent. In plain terms, it draws water from the surrounding tissues directly into the stool that's already down there. That hard, dry plug starts to soften from the inside out. For most people, the urge returns within 30 minutes to a few hours, and this time, things actually move. Now, the dose matters. 1 teaspoon. That's it. About 5 milliliters, not a tablespoon. More is not better here. Too much can cause cramping, loose stools, and electrolyte imbalances, which is the last thing you want when you're trying to support your body's longevity. A few important cautions before you try this. If you have kidney disease, skip this one. Your kidneys are responsible for clearing magnesium from your body. If they're not functioning well, magnesium can accumulate to dangerous levels. If you take prescription medications, check with your doctor first. Magnesium can affect how some medications are absorbed, so timing matters. This is a remedy for occasional use when you're truly stuck, not a daily habit. If you want something even faster and more targeted, there's a second option, a glycerin suppository. You insert it directly into the rectum. It draws water into the stool and gently signals the rectal wall to contract. Most people feel results within 15 to 30 minutes. It works exactly where the problem is, with zero systemic effects. Available at any pharmacy. No prescription needed. What I want you to steer clear of as a regular habit? Stimulant laxatives, the ones based on senna or bisacodyl. They work by irritating your bowel into contracting. Long-term, your bowel can become dependent on them to function at all, which is the opposite of building a body that ages well. Now here's something most people skip, and then wonder why even the right remedy doesn't seem to help. You can take the perfect solution and still sit on the toilet for 20 minutes with nothing happening, because your body is in the wrong position. Remember that puborectalis sling? When you sit upright on a modern Western toilet, that kink in the rectum stays partially in place. You're asking your body to push waste through a bend. That's like trying to squeeze toothpaste out of a kinked tube. Here's the fix, and it takes 60 seconds to set up. Get a small step stool, 6 to 9 inches high. Place it in front of your toilet. Rest your feet on it so your knees are higher than your hips. Then lean slightly forward and rest your elbows on your knees. That position, knees above hips, body tilted forward, straightens the angle inside the rectum. The kink releases, the path opens. Now the second part, and this is where most people go wrong. Relax your belly outward. Don't suck it in. Don't brace. Let it go soft and forward. Then breathe. Slow inhale through the nose, letting the belly expand, and a long, slow exhale through the mouth. As you exhale, simply let go. You are not pushing. You are releasing. This is the opposite of what most of us were taught. Bearing down and holding your breath actually tightens the pelvic floor. Belly breathing tells it to open. Try it. Feet up, knees above hips, lean forward, belly soft, slow exhale. Many people are amazed to feel things move on their own. No straining, no force, just the body doing what it's designed to do. Now let's shift from rescue mode to prevention, because the goal of longevity isn't to keep fixing problems, it's to stop them from forming in the first place. These 3 foods have real clinical research behind them. They're affordable, easy to find, and when you combine them, most people eliminate stuck stool episodes completely. Food 1. Kiwi fruit. 2 at dinner. Studies have shown that eating 2 green kiwis per day improves stool frequency, softens stool consistency, and reduces straining, often within just a few weeks. Kiwi contains a unique blend of soluble fiber, water-binding compounds, and a natural enzyme called actinidin that gently supports healthy digestion. If you can eat them with the skin on, do it. That's where the fiber density is highest. If the texture puts you off, just scoop out the flesh. And from a longevity standpoint, kiwi is also rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, so you're fighting cellular aging at the same time. Food 2. Ground flaxseed. 1 to 2 tablespoons daily. The key word is ground. Whole flax seeds pass right through your digestive system without doing much. Ground flaxseed is different. It contains soluble fiber that absorbs water in your gut, forming a soft, gel-like mass that keeps waste hydrated all the way down to the rectum, so it never has the chance to dry into a plug. Stir it into your morning water, oatmeal, yogurt, or smoothie. Start with 1 tablespoon and always drink a full glass of water with it. Flaxseed also contains lignans, plant compounds with powerful anti-inflammatory and hormonal balancing properties. For women over 40 especially, this is a genuinely anti-aging food. Food 3. Prunes, 5 or 6 in the evening. Nature's most underrated longevity snack. Prunes contain sorbitol, a natural compound that acts as a gentle osmotic agent, pulling water into the stool the same way magnesium hydroxide does, but in a slower, food-based way. They also contain fiber and polyphenols that support a healthy microbiome. Research has actually shown prunes to be more effective than psyllium fiber supplements for mild constipation. And polyphenols, by the way, are among the most studied compounds in anti-aging science. They feed beneficial gut bacteria and reduce the chronic, low-grade inflammation that drives most age-related disease. So the routine is simple. Kiwi at dinner, ground flaxseed in the morning, prunes in the evening. Cheap, easy, backed by research. Now I want to flag 2 common mistakes I see all the time, because they're the reason well-intentioned people actually make their constipation worse. Mistake 1. Adding more fiber without adding more water. Fiber works by absorbing water and forming a soft, bulky mass that moves easily through the gut. But if you dramatically increase your fiber intake without increasing your fluid intake, that fiber becomes dense and dry and can actually make the blockage worse. If you're adding flaxseed, more vegetables, more fruit, you must drink more water. That's non-negotiable. A practical daily target, around 25 to 30 grams of fiber paired with 6 to 8 cups of water. Adjust upward if you're in a hot climate, more active, or larger framed. Mistake 2. Going too fast. People hear that fiber is good for gut health, and they triple their intake overnight. The result? Bloating, gas, cramping, and sometimes worse constipation than they started with. Add fiber slowly, about 5 extra grams per week. Your gut microbiome needs time to adapt and thrive. And one more thing, perhaps the most important habit of all. Honor the urge the first time. When your body signals that it's ready to eliminate, go. Repeatedly ignoring that signal because you're in a meeting, driving, or it's inconvenient causes the rectum to become less sensitive over time. The reflex fades, waste sits longer, dries out, and gets stuck. Respecting your body's signals is one of the most underrated acts of self-care in longevity. Let's recap everything. Stool stuck in the rectum is its own specific problem, and regular laxatives often miss it entirely. When you need relief, 1 teaspoon of milk of magnesia on an empty stomach with a full glass of water, or a glycerin suppository for something faster and more local. Then use the elevated footstool position, knees above hips, lean forward, belly soft, slow exhale. Let your body do the work. To prevent it long-term, 2 kiwis at dinner, ground flaxseed in the morning, a handful of prunes in the evening, plenty of water, and never ignore the urge. Your gut health is your longevity foundation. When it works the way it's designed to, everything else, your energy, your skin, your immune system, your brain, works better too. If this was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And drop a comment. Let me know if you've tried any of these, or if there's a gut health topic you want me to cover. I read everything. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of that body. It's the only one you've got.